is Tyler Kilkenny and I am a restoration artist. A restoration artist is somebody who takes things that are old and then turns them into something that's new and reusable and gives it kind of a second life sort of thing. I started this journey in 1997. My grandfather had passed away and we had gone to his general store that had been closed since '67. And when we got in there, there was tin that adorned the walls and the ceilings of the entire building. And I took 4 pieces, one for my father and one for my 2 brothers and myself, and we were just keeping them as mementos. 6 months later, I had been playing around with the tin. I wanted to do something to incorporate into art or my house or something, just to have it. And I came across a frame and I wasn't too sure if it was something that you could do, but I cut the tin and we put it into the frame, and all of a sudden I was like, wow, this is really cool. Over 5 years I had been working in building my art, and then IKEA had come to me and asked me if they could purchase my art for all of their staff for their Christmas gifts. So it wasn't until after I had done the whole process and had finished the order that I actually informed them how my art started. So it was a bit of a full circle moment. Okay, so what I do is we go into old buildings that are being torn down and we will pull the tin off the ceilings and the walls. Take you to a place just to show you what the tin looks like before we salvage it, and so you can understand what it looks like in the building prior to us taking it out and restoring it. This is an old house. It's over 100 years old. And these are the kind of buildings that we find tin. So when you look up, you're actually going to see tin crown molding, tin tiles throughout this whole hallway. And every room has a different tile in it. They don't look like they could ever be restored. But this is mainly how we find a lot of our tiles. Beat up, paint coming off, rusted, and then we take the process of slowly pulling the tiles down to make sure to do as little damage as possible to them, and then we go through the restoration process. After they're taken down, we dip them in acid, and what that allows is it allows it to take off about 95% of the paint. Once we get the paint off, they need to be cleaned. So we hand wash them, and then once they're completely cleaned, we clear coat them and leave them to dry. So after about 2 weeks of that, we then take the tiles to the studio where we pinch nail holes closed, we bend them back into shape, we hammer off the edges so they're a nice flat and they will mat nicely. And then the tiles are cut up sometimes to fit the different sizes that we do the pieces in. Then we get into the framing process. So we cut matting and glass, and then everything is put together and framed. It by taking the history of that building, we put that on the back, so we find out why that building was there, why that town was there, and we incorporate that all into a bit of a story that can be on the back so that there's a personal connection. You can actually see where this tile came from. I get to do something that I'm passionate about, and I love doing it. I love going to the shows and talking to the people, seeing the looks on their faces, being able to tell people about the histories. I get a lot of joy out of just communicating with people. So it's been something that has made me very happy over the years. Make sure you stop by the art market at the Telus Convention Center.
Good. Excellent. Good.
Awesome.
Be good. Thank you so much.